Welcome to Not Fully Qualified, episode 12
Woo!
with Sarah.
And Taylor. We made it past 10 episodes.
Yeah, we made it past 10 episodes.
And we're cruising into 12.
Cruising into 12, and we have a special guest named Katsu, who's our newest family member. I'm already old news.
And this podcast is all about navigating adulthood, careers, and building a life together. You just wanted to get into building our life together and forgot our intro.
I mean, it's hard to ignore this little Tasmanian devil.
So sorry if we have a distraction in today's pod.
Yeah, apologies. If you're watching the video, though, I think you'll be able to see.
You should see some cuteness.
Some cuteness. She's a little land shark right now. She has razor blades for teeth. So thanks for joining us on this little chaotic episode. We'll probably try to keep this one a little bit short since we're still potty training. We literally picked her up on Saturday.
Yeah, so she is how many weeks old?
I think she's 8.
8 weeks old, and she's really acting like it.
Yeah, so it's been a little crazy. We'll get into that, but just some quick updates. So I don't know if anyone lives in Los Angeles, but we've been having some really interesting weather where it's winter in the morning and then summer in the afternoon still.
Yeah, like this weekend it was so foggy when we tried to go play pickleball. And then even this morning
it was wild.
when I was going and taking Katsu out to the bathroom, it was just like immense fog.
Yeah,
everywhere.
and then finally this week we were like in the 70s, but last week we had a couple 90 plus days still, which is to be expected for October, but just I'm ready for the spookier weather. So it's kind of been nice to have the cooler mornings.
I've always said it though. In LA, we don't get the winter time until past October 31st, aka Halloween.
Yep.
So now that we're past Halloween, I think we're gonna start to see that cooler weather come in. Your spooky weather, you just like to call it.
Yeah, I love sweater weather.
Even though spooky season's over.
Sweater weather for me is like mid 60s to, well, maybe 7.
What are you talking about? You're sweater weather all year round because
I know,
you
but
get
I'm
bitten by
sweating.
mosquitoes.
I'm sweating in it, so I prefer when I don't sweat in sweater weather. I have 3 mosquito bites right now from just our house, which sucks, and just today. And I saw the mosquito buzzing around her, and I tried to kill it, but I missed it still. So it's still at large in our house. But yeah, the weather change has really messed up my sinuses. Like the week after the wedding, my throat was really just kind of tight feeling and dry, and I was like, oh no, I'm getting sick. But it lasted for like 4 days, but never went away. Or it went away, but never got worse. So that's good. And then last week, my sinuses were just so insane, just dripping, and then I have kind of a little bit of a cough. You can hear some of that stuff that dripped down in my chest. So just trying to avoid getting sick still. And I feel like I came back to life last week, and then just to be drained again from this cute little crazy. And then it was also Taylor's birthday last week.
Don't remind me.
So I'm trying to reframe it as like, we're lucky to see another year.
Yeah, I guess.
So I'm trying not to think of it as...
I'm kidding. I'm aging like fine wine.
And lucky for you, you'll always be younger than me. So
yeah, and I got married before I turned 34, so it's a good year.
Yeah, I'm about to enter as sassy.
I closed out 33, getting married to my beautiful wife. So
it's a great ending.
It's a great ending to 33, and 34 is bringing on already good stuff.
Yeah, I am closing out 36 soon.
We welcomed a new pup to our lives.
And as Sassy put it, I can't believe we're about to be in our mid-30s.
Our mid-30s?
Or maybe I'm not saying it correctly. Maybe I'm not saying it correctly. But like
I'm like, you're mid-30s.
Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe it's supposed to be late mid-30s.
Yeah, I was like, you're mid-30s.
I probably butchered that. Sorry, Sass.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Late mid-30s.
I wasn't going to let that one slide.
Okay, yeah. This is how my brain's working right now. It's going very slowly. I have puppy mom brain right now, where things are.
She's about to fall asleep in your arms over here.
Don't fall asleep. Trying to keep her up so that she sleeps tonight.
Oh my gosh, we're having a tough. So with our other dog Waffles, we got so lucky. We brought her home the first night, and we were able to put her in her crate, and she didn't make a single noise.
Yeah, we've got misled.
Like from day one, she just slept in her crate and had no issues. Was
never
good
cried.
to go. Never cried.
The only time she woke us up one time was when she was sick.
But she was sick, and aside from that, never woke us up. Now, on the other hand, this dog, it's a completely different
banshee
story. Yeah, screaming banshee, nonstop screaming. Doesn't want to be in the kennel by herself.
For such a little baby, she is loud. Like we had to close the windows so that the neighbors wouldn't hear. Last night you did have a window open though, and I was sleeping with Waffles separately, and I could still hear her. She's loud. But we kind of skipped over what you did for your birthday.
Oh yeah, what did we do for my birthday? We
went out to dinner with your family.
Oh yeah, we did a family dinner the weekend before.
At a dumpling place.
Prince
really
Dumplings. Shout out Prince. That place is delicious. If you're ever in Rosemead.
Rivals Din Tai Fung.
If you're ever in the Rosemead area, go to Prince Dumplings. Highly recommend. Beats out Din Tai Fung. Thank you, Alex, for the rec.
Yeah, that place is awesome. Doesn't have as long of a wait as Din Tai Fung. At least if you go early.
I ate way too much, and then on Tuesday, my beautiful wife.
Still getting used to that title.
Made me a steak.
I'm like, who's your wife?
Made me a steak dinner, and it was delicious.
Made you steak dinner, and Danny, who officiated our wedding, came over with his girlfriend Bex for a little bit. We caught the Dodgers game.
Oh yeah.
The whole World Series was a wild roller coaster.
That was insane. That was an insane 8 games, basically.
Yeah.
Seven real games, but 8 because of that
length
18-inning game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an amazing World Series. Dodgers, unbelievable. Can't believe they pulled that off if you watched it at all. Oh my God.
What would you say was the best? Well, I guess this is a low ball. What would you say is the best thing that happened during your 33? You're 33.
The best thing that happened? Yeah. Obviously getting married.
Yeah. So I said this was an easy one.
If I didn't say that, I might get in trouble.
You definitely get in trouble. What would you say is one thing you're excited for in this next year?
Watching this little one grow up with Waffles. And then going on our honeymoon.
Yeah, which we still need to plan. It's on the list. Now that I got all the thank you notes done, so that took me a little bit longer than expected.
Oh, I got a spot.
I was trying to make them a little bit more personal too. So writing that many thank you notes for a whole wedding is a lot.
If you can see, I got a spot going right now.
Yeah, her leg's going.
Which I'm really happy because Waffles, our other dog, doesn't get these spots at all.
Yeah, which is weird because I thought all dogs get a spot.
Fleeting.
They're very fleeting. They last only a couple seconds and it's just gone.
Katsuha, on the other hand, seems to get them a lot.
Yeah. Which I wonder if it's the puppy thing and the you're out of it, or... But my dogs, a lot of my dogs growing up would always have a spot that you could get every single time. And then Halloween, we got 4 trick-or-treaters.
We got crazy. We partied super hard. We watched the Dodger game.
No, we watched the Dodgers game. We got 4 trick-or-treaters.
Which is a world record.
Well, it's the same record as last year.
Oh, that's
so
right.
We had 4 last year. 2 are some neighborhood kids who we know, and then last year was 2 random kids, and then this year it was the 2 neighborhood kids plus they were with 2 friends. So we got 4, which I was super glad. My mom is she's the one who made friends with the neighborhood kids, and so she made them their own special little treats, which is cool. And then I was like, do I need to get more candy? In the past years, we've gone to Disneyland for their special Halloween night, which is awesome.
Oh, and
we've gotten a bunch of candy.
On free candy.
And this year we didn't go, so I was like, do I need to get candy? I don't know. I guess I should get a little bit. So I got a little bag, which, by the way, candy is so expensive right now. This little tiny bag was normally priced at $8, and then it was on sale for $6, but it was barely any candy. And it kind of sucked because the chocolate
Snickers,
ended up tasting kind of fruity because there was Skittles gummies and Lifesaver gummies in there. And then the chocolate ended up tasting really weird. Okay, please don't jump off the couch. And then, so, I mean, getting into this little crazy one, Brought her home on Saturday. And she was pretty good in the car. She didn't really cry too much, only a little bit wasn't it towards the end maybe?
I don't even think she really cried.
But yeah, she passed out pretty quickly.
She was pretty good. She
Waffles had whimpered when we first left.
Yeah, but she didn't.
Ow. Yeah, she's got these little razor blades. So we're working on redirecting. Trying to remember everything that we taught Waffles and trying to put in practice. Hopefully but I already have several fails.
Hopefully this dog becomes as trained or better than Waffles, which I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah.
Because we put in a lot of work for Waffles,
and she's really not even. We had a trainer for a bit.
She's really not even like that, like super trained, but she's pretty well.
She has room for growth.
Yeah, but she's pretty obedient.
She's pretty obedient, yeah.
She knows how to drop things and leave things.
She's the most trained dog I've had in my life.
Oh, for sure.
Like, by far.
Yeah, for sure. Waffles is the most trained dog I've had in my entire life.
Light years.
Yeah.
My parents, we took our dogs to puppy school. No. I mean, my dogs were not trained growing up.
I agree.
And they knew it. They knew there was like... they knew that no one could enforce the rules, really. So I am proud of how Waffles is, and I'm hoping that we can have this one. She's a little more timid than Waffles was when we first brought her home. Waffles, as soon as we brought her home,
super
she had zoomies in the backyard and carved this path through the bushes and already just completely destroyed the backyard.
Yeah, she hasn't really had zoomies much.
And Waffles is very vocal when she has zoomies, and when she plays, she like grunts a lot and barks a lot. And then, yeah, she hasn't really had zoomies like real full-on zoomies.
I have a feeling she's going to be like a smaller dog.
You think so? So she was 14 pounds when we brought her home, and Waffles had been 13 pounds.
Yeah, I feel like she's going to become a smaller, like, shy dog.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know. I just have this feeling.
I don't know. I mean, she is teething right now, but she has been kind of nipping at Waffles quite a bit lately.
Poor girl.
And starting. I feel bad. Thankfully, Waffles has kind of longer hair on her ears, so I don't think she's bit the actual ear, but several times she's gotten towards that. And obviously Waffles has gotten kind of upset, so I've had to break it up quite a bit.
So if you have any training tips, drop us in the comments. Let us know.
I failed. I kept saying I needed to rewatch dog training videos, and I just never did. Yeah. I think I just kind of assumed it would.
I think we need to work on some separation anxiety videos.
Yeah, we do, because so she seemed pretty attached to Tracy, the lady that we got her from, and then I think she just kind of redirected that to me.
Yeah, she is obsessed.
So
with Sara.
So the first night, and Waffles, when we introduced them, it was really interesting because Waffles has a lot of dog friends who are little dogs, and she just
goes crazy
immediately goes crazy, like wants to play with them. She didn't really know what to make of Katsu, and at first we're kind of just ignoring her, which was an interesting response, I think, because she could tell she's young, and even though she's about, maybe a little smaller than some of the dogs Waffles plays with, but almost the same size, she wasn't acting at all the same. So I think she knew she was young and just wasn't really quite sure what to do with her. And then the cats actually have been pretty chill. Jinx has already come through. He's let her smell him. She did chase him a little bit today that I had to break up. And then Jet does his own thing. What was it? The second night when I stayed with her, because you had a big work thing, you had a big work audit, so I stayed with her the second night completely. The first night we split up. You took kind of the first half of the night. I took the second half of the night. She just screamed.
Oh my God, it was rough.
And I hate to say it, I did cave at like 2 or 3 a.m. and let her sleep with me. And as soon as I let her sleep with me, she just passed out, was just totally calm the rest of the night. But otherwise, she'll kind of go to sleep. You'll sneak out of her little playpen area. And then when she realizes she's alone, she just sounds the alarm and cries and barks and just goes absolute
nuts.
apeshit. So I caved the first night. Maybe that also led to some of the attachment. And then the second night, it was really great. She even went. Well, we tried to put her in the crate just like we did with waffles,
Yeah.
and that
Well,
was
because
a
we thought that was like
mistake.
what you'd do, like put
She
them in
was
the crate
not
and then
down.
like shut the door and walk away, and then it was just like barking and barking and
Yeah,
barking and
yeah, she was
barking and
not down.
nonstop barking.
Yeah.
And then I'm like frantically looking up online, like, is this normal? Like, what do I do? Chat GPT, help me!
Yeah, because
Like,
just waffles just didn't do that,
and then they're like, if it's going on for more than 15 minutes, you should do something about it or
yeah,
take
because
them out.
you're still building trust as well, and she's still potty training, so it could be any of these things. So a lot of
But I mean,
learning curve.
we were still potty training for waffles, and she immediately like she didn't go pee the entire night.
Yeah, yeah,
She held it in
yeah,
for
she did.
7 hours the first night.
She did. She's an angel, but she also tricked us into
Yeah,
thinking it was going to be as easy.
but certainly
So we
not.
definitely learned that she is not the same. She's a little bit more calmer than Waffles was during the day, but she's not the same at night. And yeah, the second night it was really nice because we had her every time she naps. I try to have her go into her playpen and I'll sit with her for a little bit until she falls asleep, and I'll sneak out. And occasionally she'll choose to go into the crate by herself. I never close it yet still because I don't think we're there yet, but it's nice when she chooses to go in by herself. She went 3 times, I think, that on Sunday,
Yeah.
which we were shocked. And we even have those little sleeping buddies that one of them has a heartbeat. My mom was also saying we should try to heat the heat pad that goes in it and see if that helps her feel like somebody's her.
We have a heat pad that goes in it?
I think there's a heat pad that goes in it.
Huh.
And we just haven't used it.
Okay.
And then what else? So, the first night we made a makeshift bed just on the floor with one blanket underneath.
Not even.
And my lower back and my hips were hurting so much laying there. So
It wasn't meant to be a bed. It was meant to just be like you can chill on it while you're waiting for her to fall asleep type of thing. But then you ended up staying out there for like 3 hours.
Yeah, because she freaked out and then I caved and I just let her sleep on me. But then the second night we got smart and we brought out the air mattress, which we just have to be careful because I had an air mattress before and the cats popped it with their nails. So thankfully that hasn't happened. But that night I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. She chose to go in her crate. She slept for a couple hours. Jet was just at the end of the bed. I was like, I hope she doesn't wake up because he just sat at the end of the bed just staring at her. And then I took her out when she woke up at like 12:30 and I had her go back in and everything was great. She was falling asleep. She went into her crate. I was like, oh my gosh, yes. Wow, we only had to deal with one night of craziness. And then Jet, you just hear thump. And he jumps on her, he launches on her crate. Then he launches back on the air mattress, thump. And then obviously she woke up. And then at that point, it went until, I was trying to get her to sleep until like 2. And then I caved. Because she's such a sweet little angel when you let her sleep with her. Or when you let her sleep with you. And she likes to sleep upside down. And
of course, because that's what all little dogs do.
She's so comfy. And then we've been letting Waffles, who's also crate trained, we've been letting her sleep with us. We let her sleep with us on Friday, just as her last night as an only dog. And then we've actually been letting her sleep with us since, just to give her some alone time, since the puppy is getting a lot of attention and trying to give Waffles as much attention as we can.
Which hopefully that doesn't like bite us in the butt.
Yeah. But it was so funny because when Taylor was doing his shift and I didn't realize he didn't come back and he was kind of staying out there, I was sharing my half of the bed with Waffles. She's probably taking up 2/3 of my side. I had my legs crossed trying to stay on the bed, and then I had 2 cats on me. And then come to realize Taylor's not even in the bed and we're just all sharing my side.
It's hilarious.
And then last night I moved to the middle since Taylor took over. And yeah, Waffles kind of slept with me and she was also upside down for the first good chunk of the night. But like I said, even though I got a little bit more sleep, I'm really feeling it today, as you can tell from my brain fog, that I'm feeling because of the last 2 nights, plus I still woke up a lot last night because she just was so loud.
Yeah, last night was rough.
So loud.
Last night was rough. This little girl didn't want to sleep for more than 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think you got like 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah, 3 hours and like 40 minutes of sleep. It was tough. All for this little dog. This little tornado.
Where are you going? Yeah, she's a cute little tornado. I did have a fail again today because I was briefly talking to Sassy and my AirPods went out and I was trying to figure that out. And then I turned around, I'm like, oh my gosh, where is Katsu? She was just here. And then I saw she peed in the hallway and I was like, dang it. So I'm going to clean it up. And then later I walked into the garage, which is where we are, and found that she also pooped in here. So definitely lost a little bit of control there. She hasn't gone on her pee pad since like the first night, I think.
Yeah, we haven't had any accidents inside.
But yeah, probably every other time I let her out, she just doesn't go. She either just lays down a bunch or she just tries to chomp all the plants. And she's been really we have a ledge in our backyard, so I've been trying to monitor that. And
yeah, that scares me.
Waffles started getting zoomies, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So she's been a lot more curious. She's also been just helping herself. I've been learning to close the baby gate more as well because she was just staying by me, but now she's getting a little more brave and exploring the house, obviously. She pooped in the garage at some point. So definitely learning a lot of lessons. But for unrelated puppy wins last week, I also connected with 2 other women in my podcasting group. And one I hope to interview on our podcast sometime. She is a coach and she also specializes in both Enneagram and human design, which Enneagram was like the first personality test that I took at my last job. And I found that pretty interesting. And then human design I actually really, really love because I feel like it's the one thing that I found to be highly accurate for me. So I'm excited for her to hopefully come on our podcast. And then there's another woman who's doing a podcast about mindset who said she might want to interview me at some point.
Oh,
so it's cool.
That's awesome.
And I also, if you're on our Not Fully Qualified Instagram, you will see that I posted that I was on Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah.
Woo! And so I couldn't say anything because there was an NDA. I was on it back in February or March.
Yeah, early.
And shout out to Bex who went with me and was my hype girl. And we got to film 2 episodes that day. And if you're wondering, oh, sorry about that audio. If you're wondering why we're in costume, it wasn't Halloween. They make you basically dress up for that show, just on every episode. So originally I was maybe going to go as Cho Chang, and then they're like, oh, we can't really tell that she's from Harry Potter and you can't wear branded stuff on it. So at the last minute I ended up changing to my costume I wore to Disney Halloween nights last year, which was Russell from the movie Up. So he's the little wilderness explorer kid who befriends the old man. And so I went as that, and yeah, we got thorough interviews. So they obviously want to choose, the people who are the most hype and excited to be on the show and the most entertaining to watch. So they said, like, you really got to bring the energy. So I wouldn't say
brought the energy.
I wouldn't say that's my baseline. My baseline is pretty chill. So I was really having to amp it up. And they put Bex and I in the front, like the very, very front center. So we're like, oh my gosh,
probably because you're the most attractive woman there.
We have to like bring it this whole time. So my hands hurt from clapping the whole time. We're yelling. The first episode, we didn't get picked at all. And then the second episode is the one that I got picked. And because the second episode was hours later after I had talked to the producer, I kind of forgot that, because they were like, oh, tell us anything interesting about you or your life. And I said, this was when I was really focused on the wellness baking, which is kind of funny because I have not let that go completely, but that's not my focus right now. And then I mentioned that we were getting married, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, so you can mention that, but also mention that you're really excited to get married and da-da-da-da. Like, don't mention the date because we're not sure when this is going to air. And by the time that I got called up, I kind of forgot about having to say that and just focused on.
Which you totally could have plugged a business and like, hey, this is my
I know.
business.
I had a few misses on that. So, yeah, and I also wasn't expecting to get called up by Tiffany, the woman. So I was like, oh, a little cough guard. I was like, oh my gosh, it's happening. And then also my hat, I didn't realize it didn't feel like it was loose, but it kept falling. And then the producers on the sign are telling me to like move it up, but it wasn't tight enough, so it just kept falling. And I really wanted to be picked for
wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah. So this is the episode that aired on October 21st. You can watch it on CBS.com to see the stream. And I'm around like the 10-minute mark, 10 and a half minute mark. And I really wanted to get picked for the piggy bank game that this knight got picked for. And it was kind of funny because behind the scenes, this guy was like really intense about his costume. And like at first the producers were like really into it. And then I think he got like a little too much. And then they were like, okay, you can stop. But everybody before me, there was like 2 or 3 people who went before me, and they all got zonked, which means they lost. They didn't get any prize. So when I got called up, it was this game that they gave you $2,000 up front. And then they were like, okay, so then Wayne and the other guy come out, and they're pretending to be characters, and they give you a clue, and they're like, you can make a deal with us, but we need half of your money, which, $1,000, if you want whatever is behind this little door, and we're going to give you these 2 clues. And the clues were, like, I feel the wind on my extremities, and then, like, I want to be held close or something like that. And so, and I'm trying to work the crowd too, so I'm asking the crowd what they think. Obviously, I can't hear a single thing that anyone is saying. And so I just guess hang gliding or something like some kind of extreme sport or and then so I was like, actually, so first I was like, okay, I'll make the deal, and then I thought about that and I was like, I don't really have any interest in that, so I was like, no, I'd rather have the money. So then I was like, actually, no. And that ended up being a scooter.
Was the answer hang gliding?
No, it ended up being a scooter.
Oh, a scooter. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Which you were sad about when you found that out.
Yeah, because it was a sweet looking scooter.
Like, I don't think I would ever ride a motorized scooter after my experience in Italy.
It wasn't a scooter. It was like a Vespa.
Yeah, it was like a Vespa. But after my experience in Italy, where I
would have been so down to have that.
I know you would have been down to have that. Oh. You would have been putting around on it, and it was actually less money than, I think it was like $600 when I looked it up.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
It was, yeah. And then, so I was glad I didn't make that deal. And then they also were letting me choose behind another door, but that would take all my money. And I was like, okay, I don't think they're going to zonk me, because at this point they've already had 2 or 3 people get zonked. So I'm like, but at the same time, I would kind of rather just have this cash. This is why I'm not good at gambling, because I kind of would just rather have the known win than risk it all. And so I missed out on a trip to Jamaica. It was like 4 nights to Jamaica. But actually, I feel a little bit better because Aunt Trish said that she actually got sick from a jerk chicken sandwich, and it kind of ruined some of her trip.
So I'm like, little braids like Michael Scott gets.
Yeah. Yeah. It could have been the sandals trip that Michael Scott had. So I can't say I'm that sad. So I was more excited to at least win something. And then I didn't win the most, so I didn't get to go to the final showcase. But it was really funny. You should watch the end, because it was this sweet old lady who was wanting to be on Let's Make a Deal for like however many years it's been around. She finally went on with her daughter, and she had this like squeaky little mouse voice. And then when she ended up winning, she fell to the ground basically, and then but to the point like she couldn't get back up, like she fell and she couldn't get back up, and like to the point where
I've fallen, I can't get up.
You could see in Wayne and the producers' faces that they were like the medics started coming out, like they were like getting worried, like they were trying to help her up, and she like was like baby deer legs, like couldn't stand up, and so they're like, oh gosh, like we got a medical emergency on.
Did the medics like come on set?
They were, because I think they were always on set.
No, like on TV, like could you see
no, you can't. I don't think you can see them.
So it was like off screen.
Yeah, like because they didn't come into the camera yet, but they were like right behind the cameras. Like she was like the medic was like ready to hop in there, but it was just so cute because she was so happy. She was so happy, but yeah, she could like barely get back, and they like you can see the panic starting to rise in everybody's faces of like, Wait, can she not get back up?
Make sure this girl's not falling asleep on your lap here. We need to make her stay up all night
You got it.
until
Party
she goes to
all night.
bed.
Yeah, she needs to go out soon too. So that was my experience, and it was really fun, and I definitely would recommend it. I think you can apply maybe online or something like that. So we actually, Danny, our officiant, he was on Price is Right, and he actually won, which was hilarious. I love his episode. And I think once you're in, they want you to refer other people. But you get locked out for a year, I think, if you are on a show and you get picked to be on. So you get locked out for a year. So I can't go on another show, I think, until actually not too far from now, till next February. So maybe I'll go on another one. But that was a fun experience. And actually, it's interesting because on Instagram, I think that's been like our most viewed video. I got like a little alert that was like, you have 500 views.
Nice.
Like,
have we cracked 1,000 on anything yet?
No. I think that's been the most views. It's like 5 something.
Dang.
Yeah. Still working on it.
Katsu didn't break us 1,000?
No, not yet. Not yet. But I just posted her today. That's how much attention she's been getting. Is I meant to post it on Sunday, and then I finally posted it today. She's been very cute chaos, and as tired as as tired as we are, we're happy to have her. Although sometimes it has been giving us second thoughts on if we can handle kids.
Oh, we got it.
I'm scared.
With you,
I'm more scared. I'm not taking it all the night shifts.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
That's what he was trying to say earlier.
No. As I've seen you with Katsu and your motherly instincts come out.
Taylor loves to plant this seed.
I'm just saying.
Taylor loves to plant the seed because
I'm seeing a great mother in you, babe.
He's more ready than I am, but I'm still determined to enjoy our honeymoon because I want to be able to drink. I want to be able to have
because we
sushi.
drink so much.
Well, I'm going to be in Thailand. I need to have whatever crazy drinks they have over there. If there's lava flows to be had when we go to the beach resort, I'm going to have those lava flows.
They can make them virgin.
They're not, babe. I need the floater. When we were in Maui, this one pool bartender would always come over, and he just kept saying, "Did I hear you want a floater?"
Yeah, after you order the lava flow, you're like, "Can I get 2 lava flows?" And then he'd be like, "Did I hear you wanted a floater on
every
top?"
single time.
And, like, you never said that. Like, it never came out of your mouth, but it was like
the upsell. You gotta appreciate the upsell game.
Yeah.
So I do want a floater on top on my honeymoon for sure.
I get it. I do too.
And I don't know what kind of mosquito-borne illnesses there are. I don't know if Zika is still a thing, but there was a huge scare about that because it causes birth defects, and I just don't want to have to worry about that because I have 3 mosquito bites just from today in our house, and I've been wearing.
You'll be fine.
I've been wearing protection, aka long sleeve. Well, I was wearing a t-shirt today, and I think that's how
You'll
I
be
did.
fine.
But we will continue to update you on puppyhood, all of our wins and fails. Check out our Instagram at Not Fully Qualified to see our Fail Forward Fridays. It's also on our YouTube channel. A win is that I actually made it 2 Fail Forward Fridays on Friday.
There you go.
Not a random other weekday.
There you go.
So I think you need to be on some because I think you've only had 1 or 2, and I've done the rest of them.
It's hard to come up with a fail every single Friday.
It is, but at the same time, I feel like I have 10 fails a day. So
yeah. I'll make note of my fails. I did have a win at work this week, so
yeah. What was your win?
Successfully passed a AIB audit. So now we are a AIB certified warehouse.
What does that mean?
So AIB is a governing body for food, beverage, manufacturing, producing, warehousing. It's a certification that you can get. That's if you're doing any business with Costco's or GNC's or some other big retailers will require your warehouse to be certified either through AIB or a different governing body. So we had to score higher than for the AIB score was higher than a 715 was passing. out of 1,000. And then if you want to do business with Costco, you had to get 800 and above. We came in at a 930.
Woo!
So we got a 93% technically.
Crushed it.
I think we did pretty well. The lady dinged us for the most annoying things.
It always is. It's
One of them
stuff.
was like we were walking along our back wall of the warehouse, and she was like using her flashlight, just like looking around, and then she just
one cobweb.
happens to see this cobweb on this like bottom of the pipe that's like probably was just made like that day. You know what I mean? Like, because we sweep the entire warehouse, like it was clean, spotless, and just like so happened this stupid spider decided to make a little spider web right there, a little cobweb, and like barely nicked us for that. Super frustrating. And this other one was just, we had this little like divot where the concrete pads where they meet, you know, on like a sidewalk where there's that crack basically. So we drive forklifts in our warehouse, so those cracks get driven over all the time, and they're really heavy machinery. So sometimes they start to split, and so we just had this like crack that was like just this big and like this deep, and I guess that can harbor pests in there and spread debris in the warehouse. So we got dinged for that. And then on top of that, because we do a preventative maintenance plan, and that's where we go around and check all these things to make sure nothing's broken or everything's working properly. In a preventative maintenance plan, we didn't have anything to check the warehouse floor. So we got dinged for that, and then we got dinged for the hole in the warehouse. It was the double duty on that. Then it was also double duty on the cobweb because our cleaning practices are not up to scuff enough because we missed that cobweb, which is, it's like when you have a health inspector come in, they got to find something. But that was super stressful process to go through, and we passed. And
that's why I had puppy duty that night, so that you could try to get some sleep.
What sucks is that this was like a planned audit, so they were like, "Oh, I'm coming on November 3rd." The following year, it's going to be like a month-long thing. It's going to be like, "All right, our audit is going to be from October 5th to November 5th, any day between those dates." So you just have to be ready.
That's a change in how they're doing it?
No, like your first audit you go through, you schedule it, and then every audit therefore moving forward is random.
Well, I don't know if it works for you guys, but I know when I worked in the franchise world, they used to, if EcoSure came by or something like that, they'd always like alert all the other franchises in the area, like, hey, they might stop by. You
want to be able to get that,
because
it's like it's one audit per day per auditor.
Okay.
Because it's like a lengthy process. The auditor was at our facility from 8 a.m. to just around 2 o'clock.
That's long.
Yeah, it was long. But that was my win.
Do you think I should scream and whimper and get her to be awake?
Sorry for the audio. But I think that wraps up our podcast. This was a short and sweet one.
Yeah, we'll keep it short and sweet. We may or may not be in this new messy location because our little podcast lab, our dining room area is taken up by this little girl's playpen area. So we'll keep it interesting if you're watching the video. Who knows where we'll show up next. But thanks for tuning in to our 12th episode of Not Fully Qualified.
It's crazy. 12 episodes, meaning we've been in this for 12 weeks.
Almost straight, except for that 1 week.
Almost straight. That's pretty good.
Wow. How many weeks are there in a normal football season?
I just asked this.
I want to say 18, but I could
16.
be making that up.
16 weeks.
16.
I think it was 16 weeks.
We're on our way to full football season.
Woo!
So thanks for tuning in to Not Fully Qualified, where we fully own that none of us know what we're doing, clearly, but we're figuring it out together. And if you haven't already,
subscribe on YouTube. Share, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify.
And Apple Podcasts.
Give us that 5-star review. It really helps.
Yeah. If you feel called to, we love a review. If you have any ideas for any upcoming episodes, feel free to email us at notfullyqualified
The
at
first person to email
gmail.com.
us at not fully qualified will get a major shout out. So
We'll get a major feature.
just saying.
Maybe a fun prize that we'll
Just saying.
think of. And we'll see you next time.